Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing some harvesting from my backyard garden and a little bit of cleanup as well, right? For me, gardening is fun. I love seeing things grow in my backyard and eating from my backyard as well, right? It's where you actually find your zen to plant, nurture, and unwind so that you can actually garden your way to a stress-free day. Now, I'm growing in Central Florida at the edge of Zone 9B and 10A, and it's about 85 degrees right now. So it's really hot. Plus, I'm in Florida, so it's humid here too, right? So if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to my channel as well. And if you've been hanging out with me before, then welcome back. Thanks for joining me on this harvest that we're going to be doing and garden cleanup as well. And this is Sowing Serenity, and I'm Kathy On. We'll discover how to cultivate a serene life through the joys of gardening and by actually learning how to grow your own food, preserving delicious harvests, and exploring the therapeutic benefits of medicinal plants and essential oils. So let's go ahead and get started.
All right, so now I'm just harvesting some Thai chili pepper. These are really tiny pepper, but they are extremely hot. As you can see here, they're super tiny, but it does pack a punch. And I'm actually growing these because I intend on basically as I harvest, I freeze, and when I have enough, I'm just going to just turn it into hot sauce for those in my family who love hot things, like my husband and my kids. They love extremely hot stuff. So this is on the extreme side of heat. But I would definitely recommend growing it because it is a prolific producer. As you can see, I am literally harvesting and harvesting, and they continue to grow. I can actually say that this is one pepper that just never gives out, no matter about the fact that it's being attacked by bugs. It's just doing its thing. It's just going to produce for you. So if you're looking for something that is a heavy producer, then this is your pepper. Now, as I mentioned before, because they are so small, it is going to take a while for you to get all the amount of pepper you need to actually equal the amount of hot sauce you're looking for. However, because they are so tiny, you do get peppers fairly quickly, which is amazing. So if you want really hot pepper, then I suggest you get this Thai chili pepper. Alright, so right now I'm just cleaning up the green stalked tower. Oh, that is my pepperoncini power. So my kids have this addiction to pepperoncini. So I have been buying pickled pepperoncinis a lot. So I'm like, well, you know what? Why didn't I just grow pepperoncini, right? So yeah, they love pepperoncini. So I'm growing them, and as I grow them, of course, as I mentioned before, I freeze the pepperoncinis until I have enough where I can actually pickle them myself. Now, I've never done pickling before. However, I have canned, and I do have a lot of pickling books as well, so I'm all for it, you know? Tell me, have you pickled pepperoncini before in the comments below? Let me know, because I would love to know if you have done that before. So yeah, these pepperoncinis are amazing, and this is an onion. So I happen to have one red onion remaining. I believe I harvested the rest of the orange, or I guess I should say white onions, a day or two ago. So this is just one last onion I have, and then I'm going to start planting out my fall garden, which I'm going to be planting a lot of onions as well. So yes, as I go ahead and clean up by harvesting some pepperoncinis and cleaning up all these towers and the entire garden as well, I am just going to be making sure that I have room for the other things I'll be planting. Now, I do not pull everything out of my garden. Some things do stay there throughout the year. Some things are yearly plants, right? So As you can see, my garden is quite packed, and I do want to put some important things in there. It's not a pepperoni. Some important things in there, such as I want to plant cabbage, and as I mentioned, onions, and even some garlics as well. Who knows, right? I'm going to do a later video on that in a couple days, but this is just cleaning up, taking things out that don't belong so that I'll have enough room for my fall garden. So yep, I have a lot of pepperoncinis on that one plant alone. I actually planted about 2 plants, and one of them died on me. So all I have is that one plant of pepperoni left. So now I know next year to plant about 4 plants of pepperoni so that I will have a whole lot more. This is my first time planting pepperoni and other peppers that you'll see later because I wanted to test it out. I wanted to see if it will actually grow, and it really did. Pepperoni grew with no problem. However, one pepper plant that I definitely would not grow again would be the candy cane pepper. Now, I grew it because it's beautiful. When I saw it on YouTube, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to grow that because it's so pretty. And the candy cane pepper is not a hot pepper at all. It's a sweet pepper, and I love sweet peppers. So I planted it in the same tower I'm in right now, where close to the pepperoni, somewhere close to it. Actually, it is right where I am currently, where I'm cleaning up this zucchini. I had the pepperoni plant right there, and the pepperoni didn't do well at all. I think I got no peppers off of it, and it was a fairly good sized plant, where at that size I should get some type of peppers out of it. I didn't get any. However, I did plant another candy cane pepper, and with that one I was actually able to get 1 pepper. But yep, nothing with that, and it's no big deal. As you saw, I just took it out and I toasted it. I just made a mental note, or of course this video. Of course I'm going to write it down as well, just so that I know that candy cane peppers is just not the one for me. Maybe it will grow better in a cold climate, but I'm not even going to try that because I have other things that I really want to grow. And although it looked like I have a good enough space, which I kind of do, a lot of the containers are occupied with other things that need to stay there. So I'm just gonna not plant candy cane peppers because as pretty as it is to look at, it didn't produce at all for me, that one plant, and it was just taking up space. So yep, I'm just going around this tower, cleaning it up, taking out everything that I believe is just no good. So right now I'm actually messing with the tomatoes. I am taking out a few of the tomatoes as well. This tomato that I'm messing with right now, I guess Vixen, is my husband's favorite tomato. I actually do not know the name of it, but he loves that tomato, so I actually call it like Michael's tomato because he loves it so much, and I don't know the name of it. So let me tell you, I try not to kill that tomato. I have it growing like in multiple places because it grows back from seed. When I originally planted it, like I think last year, it just popped up and it keeps growing back in that one spot. So I just made a cutting off of it and I put it in the tower as well to see how we're growing the tower. In the tower though, it didn't really produce any tomato, and that was really my fault because I didn't really amend the soil before I just put it in there. I just wanted to make sure that it was in there. So that's a tomato I just pulled out of the other tower, and as you can see, that tomato plant just didn't look good, right? It's and when the tomato plant looks like it did before, it just needs to go in the trash. I don't compost my tomato plants. I just trash them, put them in the garbage, and let the dumpster pick it up. The garbage man pick that up. So, yep, right now I'm just moving it because I'm actually going around the other side of the tower to clean it up. So, yeah, let me know if you have already gotten rid of your tomato plants, if you're thinking about what tomato you're thinking about growing next year. I grew a few tomatoes, and I must say that these are cherry tomatoes I'm talking about right now, and I must say that the only one that I really like, I grew Sungold tomatoes, I grew Sweet 100, and I grew the chocolate cherry tomatoes as well, right? Those were the three new tomatoes I grew this year. The only one that I will continue to grow besides the one my husband loves, the other cherry tomatoes I will continue to grow, is the chocolate cherry tomato, because that one is like, it's a cherry tomato, but it's a thick cherry tomato, and it's actually pretty, it's not as watery as other tomatoes, it's not as runny. It kind of reminds me of the consistency of a Roma tomato, because it's not too watery or anything like that. It just has that great substance, texture to it, and it is so juicy, guys. Like, my kids and my husband are obsessed with that tomato. So needless to say that I'll be growing more of that, and I do have some more chocolate cherry tomato plants. I think I originally planted 4, and when I went on vacation, I thought all 4 of them died when I came back, but 2 of them died, and I gave the other 2 like a really big chop, right? Just to see if it would grow back. If it didn't, I was like, no worries, I'll just plant some more seeds. But thankfully it grew back. It was big and strong, and it's still going. So I'm going to see if that will continue through the winter. I've never grew tomatoes through the winter, but I'm gonna leave it alone and see what it does. Let it do its thing, right? So right now I'm just cleaning out the peppers. I have peppers here, and I also have cucumbers. So I'm also pulling the cucumber vine. That cucumber vine is done. When I went on vacation as well, I came back and I saw like a whole lot of cucumbers on the floor. So I just tossed those in the compost bin, and the vine looked like it just had enough, like it was kaput, it was done. So I'm not just yanking it out, because I do have I actually have a few more cucumbers plants that I just put out in the tower I'm currently in right now. So I have a few that should be growing. It is the Market Mark cucumber, and I love that cucumber because it produces, and it doesn't really have powdery mildew like the other tomatoes do. However, next year, or I'm going to try it out this fall really, but next year, I'm going to be trying a different cucumber. I'm going to be trying something that is very heat tolerant. Now, with my cucumbers and stuff like that, although I do eat them with my salad, I mainly juice them, right? So I want a whole lot of cucumbers. So I'm going to be growing I think it's Armenian cucumber, and a Japanese cucumber, or a Korean, I think it's a Japanese cucumber. I forgot the name of it, but just wait around and watch the fall gardening. When I am planting my seeds, you can actually see the seeds that I'm going to be planting of that cucumber. I'm going to be doing it because this is Florida, and in Florida we have a fairly long growing season until it gets too chilly for things to grow, basically winter. So I would say I have until the end of November where my stuff will still do well. Probably even into December a little bit. But I have that long where my stuff will be okay. So I will be planting the cucumbers and see how they do during the fall, and then I'm gonna replant it again. Do like succession planting in about springtime. So yeah, I'm just taking out the cucumbers, cleaning everything up in these towers.
These are some Okinawan spinach. See how it's like green and then purple? Yeah. So I normally drink some of this and the longevity spinach with in my drinks when I'm doing my juicing. I'm gonna make some juice today. So this is going in my container.
Alright, so now I'm over by the Barbados cherry tree. And yep, I just picked a cherry, which is phenomenal because I love these cherries. They taste so good. But the tree does need a haircut. I know it's like all over the place, but it's amazing. So right now I'm just picking a few more cherries off the tree. 3 more, it looks like, which is amazing because my kids love them. And I normally get a few cherries a day off the tree as well, so it's pretty good. That's another one. That one wasn't completely ripe all the way, but when I leave it in the house for like a day or two, it'll be ready. It'll be ready to go to be eaten off by one of my kids. So yep, I'm just taking my scissors right now and just giving it a little bit of a haircut because I cannot find my garden scissors anywhere. Those shears, I don't know where they are. I went to my parents' house the other day and I was helping them in the garden, and I might have left it over there. It could possibly be somewhere in the garage. I just don't know because I am all over the place sometimes. So yeah, right now I am just using my scissors. I will look for it one of these days. But it's summertime, cleaning up the backyard. I'm just trying to use what I got. And right now, what I can find is my scissors. So I'm using that until I can get another one. Oh, look, I got 3 more cherries. That's phenomenal. So, yep, I'm just using my scissors just so that I can have a little bit of path to walk through because behind that cherry is a banana. I believe it is the Orinoco banana. Yeah. So I have that growing back there. And that is my longevity spinach. I will do another video later on to let you know all the health benefits of the longevity spinach because it is an amazing spinach. And I put that on my Okinawa spinach. I make juice. I juice throughout the week. So I put those with it. So I'm just cutting it so that I will have a few spinach, Okinawa spinach and longevity spinach mixed together in my juice for a couple days. I normally make juice and it will last about 4 or 5 days. Yep. So right now I am positioning it because I'm going to be harvesting some green onions or scallions, right? It's the same thing. People just call it different things. I'm Jamaican, so we will call it scallion. But I do see the packets when I bought these. It said that it's called green onions. So that's what it is, green onion / scallion. I'm just harvesting a few of them so that I can, actually I think I harvested the whole entire thing, but so that I can clean them up, chop them up, and freeze them so as I cook throughout the week or whatever, I would basically have enough to cook with. So right now I am on the other side and I'm harvesting some more scallions over here / green onions. So yep, these are pretty long on this side. I do love green onions, and I don't know, I love onions and I love garlic. So I'm gonna be growing a lot of onions this fall, and I'm going to try and plant some garlic too, because yeah, I think, did I harvest the garlics? Yeah, I think I harvested the garlics that I had out in the container. So I'm going to be planting some more garlics. I might buy those from the store, or I might go to a farm to get a few garlics. I don't know. But I'm going to be planting a whole lot, so I do need some garlic cloves that I can just separate and put in the containers. So we'll be doing that soon. So now I'm actually just giving this Meyer lemon a haircut. As you saw when I was putting the scallions, green onions down, I had to basically move around it because it was literally in the path. It was in my way. So I'm just cutting it down to size so that it stays short and it stays under control, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. Just going around and giving it a little chop. So what I'm actually doing also is just taking out the zinnias. The zinnias grew back from seed from last year, and they just take over the entire container, so I'm pulling that out. And I grab the garbage bin so that I can put the tomatoes in. These are the sun gold tomatoes that I said I no longer am going to plant, and I don't want them there, so I'm just yanking them out. They were all over the Meyer lemon, and they don't need to be, so in the trash. There you go. So I'm just cleaning up these areas. The sun gold tomatoes was in both the 5-gallon buckets, and now I can put something else in those containers because we're no longer going to be growing those tomatoes. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. So now we're going to move on. All right, so I did harvest those peppers. I have no idea where the clip went, but I did. So right now I am just harvesting these seed from the cilantro. My cilantro went to seed super quick because I did buy the cilantro from Lowe's. For some reason, I have a hard time growing cilantro, germinating it from seed, because I did try to grow a lot of cilantro seeds before I even went to Lowe's and bought a cilantro myself. But none of them survived. None of them germinated. However, I was excited to have a cilantro for a while. However, it did bolt super quick, probably because of our Florida heat. But as you can see here, I'm just collecting some seeds for next year so that I can try again and plant some cilantro that will germinate from seed. If not, I'm going to go back to the store and buy some more cilantro because it's all about learning, right? And if you're unable to grow the seeds, then buy the plants. So that's what I did. I bought the plants because I couldn't grow the seed. And if next year it so happened again that it doesn't work out for me, then guess what? I will be buying the plants again because I want to buy the plants. I want the plants. But this is all about learning. You master one thing, you move on to another, and figure out how to grow it. And I will figure it out. One of these days, I will succeed on growing cilantro from seed. So yeah, this is amazing. And now I'm just going to be cleaning up this tower, yanking things out as well, and just making it get that tower ready for the fall gardening. I'm not going to take everything out, of course, just a few things, but if you gotta go, you gotta go, right? So right now I'm just pulling out the cilantro because I'm just taking the whole entire plant out. No need keeping it, considering that, yeah, it looked like it literally died. I touched it and the whole thing just fell apart in my hand. So I could have composted it because it was fine. It's just a cilantro seed, but I'm not even going to because I don't want those seeds to be in my compost bin. So that's why that cilantro is going in the trash bag right in front of me. And right over here, I am just pulling out a cucumber. This is the Market More cucumber that I had transplanted in that tower, and it got pretty big over there. But I do not want it to stay in that tower, so I'm putting it in this tower. Now, as I mentioned before, this Market More cucumber, I only had one plant previously, and it gave me a lot of cucumber. So now I have 2 cucumber plants that I'm gonna leave there for fall because I want a whole lot of cucumbers so that I could even freeze some, right? I'm going to go over and grab the other cucumber plants. I have 2 of them in this tower, and then in the black containers behind it, I have 3 cucumber plants over there. So I have a few cucumbers, Market More cucumbers, right? And as I mentioned, although I have these, I'm gonna plant other cucumbers as well, which is the Armenian cucumber and the Japanese cucumber. I'm gonna plant those in the other towers, probably the tower right next to it. I'm gonna plant those other 2 cucumbers once they have germinated from seed and is good to go, good to hit the ground running. So I'm just putting in this tower because most of my strawberries in this tower have died. But no worries, because I have strawberries in the black containers behind me and all around basically the garden that I'm going to transfer it in. The strawberries I have is the Seascape strawberries, which is literally towards the bottom. And then on the very top part, I have the Charlie. I think it's like Sweet Charlie's. So yeah, I have Sweet Charlie's other places in the garden. I do not have any more Seascape. I believe I have enough Seascape anyways. The Seascape didn't die in the tower as much as the Sweet Charlie's did. So I'm not really worried about the Seascape strawberries.
All right, so gardening can be relaxing. So why not find your zen in the garden, right? Join me in the garden where we'll actually plant, nurture, and unwind together. Because gardening is actually your way to a stress-free day after a long day of taking care of the kids, right? Working. Who knows? This is where I just come out and chill and relax and harvest and even snack sometimes, right?
So this is what I got today. Pretty good amount, right? Yeah.
So why not hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you'll be the first one to know when I drop any new videos about gardening in zone 9B and 10A. Let's grow peacefulness and harvest happiness together because you deserve some serenity. See you in the next video. Bye.